Hi guys, it's Jodie King for Hip Kit Club, and today I have a fall mixed media wall art piece using the beautiful September 2019 kits from Hip Kit Club. I'm also working with 3 of the gorgeous exclusive October 2019 cut files that will be available to subscribers soon. Just being part of the design team, we have a little bit of advanced access to them. And I absolutely adore this wreath that I'm just starting to work on here now. So my idea with this project is to make a gorgeous wall art piece that is full of beautiful, rich, autumnal, fallish tones. And I'm starting off with a really golden wreath as part of my background. I'm using 2 different shades of Lindy's Magicals here, and one of them is the glittering gold that we got in the September 2019 colour kit, and I'm also using a second gold which is Golden Sleigh Bells, and that came in the August 2019 colour kit. There's a slight difference between these 2 golds, so the one that I'm just mixing there is actually the Golden Sleigh Bells, and it is slightly warmer and richer than the glittering gold that I'm using as well. So by using the 2 different golds, it gives a slight variation in colour and just adds depth to the overall piece. You can barely notice this once it dries, but that's what it does, just gives the piece a little more depth. Now, I didn't prepare this wreath with any mixed media base, gesso or that kind of thing because I wanted the colours to be super vibrant. So it got pretty saturated by the time I'd finished layering all of those Lindy's Magicals on. So I gave that a really good dry with my heat tool, and now it's I'm ready to start working on my base. My idea for this background is to have lots of different autumnal colours just splattered around in a circle behind where the wreath will sit. And this is the first layer that I'm adding here, which is a Cocklebells Coral, and that came in the September kits. Now I'm wanting to make a beautiful rich burgundy, so I'm using the Teapot Purple and mixing that with Ramblin' Rose Pink, and that gives me that beautiful rich burgundy colour. So I'm just going to audition that and see if I'm on the right track with what I'm doing here, and yeah, that's the look I'm going for. And now I'm going to aim for a nice rich orange. Again, these are all just autumn colours, and I've mixed this time Fuzzy Navel Peach and Ramblin' Rose Pink, and you can do that with your magicals. Don't feel like if you've just got one colour there, that's the only colour that you can make with it. You can mix and match these and just play and see what colours you can come up with. I've also mixed 2 different colours from my watercolour palette as well. I wanted a really muted green, and all of my Lindy's greens are really vibrant and bright, so I just mixed that from my watercolour palette, and I'm also using a brown from my watercolour palette as well. Part of my brief today was to use mixed media to back a cut file, and I've just mixed up the Ramblin' Rose Pink and Fuzzy Navel Peach again to make a beautiful rich orange colour, and that's going to be to back my pumpkin, and I've just put that on some plain white cardstock. I haven't prepped it with any mixed media base because I do want these to be nice and vibrant, and I'm not too worried about warping because they're going to be sitting behind a cut file, and also I'm just letting them dry naturally. I'm not drying them with the heat tool, so there won't be excessive warping there. Now that that's all dried, I'm just adhering my wreath down, and I don't need too much glue there because I'm about to run that through my sewing machine with thread. And of course I use my gold thread there because I'm addicted to using my gold thread on my projects. And now I'm just going to go back in and repeat the process again. So I'm going to add more splatters in quite a few of those colours that I've already used and add that over the top of the wreath. It might seem a bit over the top to do both underneath and over the top of the wreath, but again, it just adds extra depth, and you can see there the way that that's changed the look of the golden wreath part already. My green watercolour has dried now, so I'm just going to trim that out so I know the coloured part that I have to work with. I'm going to trace out the leaf of my pumpkin and trim that out and use that to back the leaf. And I'm also going to use that same green for backing the leaves in the little cluster with the acorn on the title piece. And once my orange mixed media has dried as well, I'll go back in and trim that out for behind the pumpkin. I've been pondering what colour to back my title with, so the word fall, and my very favourite colour that I've mixed up today is that burgundy colour, so I'm going to go with that again. And again, I haven't prepped this cardstock at all. I'm just using plain white cardstock, adding the colours, and you can see I'm just adding a little bit more water to let the colours flow a little bit. There's nothing special about how I'm adding that to my cardstock at all. You can definitely see that, but I just want that beautiful vibrant colour. While I set that aside to dry, I'm going to pull out and start playing with the leaves to add over the top of my wreath now. These ephemera pieces are all from the Indian Summer collection by Kim Watson that was in the main kit this month, this ephemera pack with all these beautiful leaves. And I've just placed those around the wreath and adding in a couple of extra little ephemera pieces like those pumpkins. There's gorgeous little mushrooms in there as well that are just the cutest little things. And I'm just placing them around my wreath, tucking them in here, layering over the top there, just in a very haphazard, scattered way around the wreath. I go ahead and adhere all of those down, and now I've pulled out the Paige Evans puffy icon stickers from the Truly Grateful collection, which came in the Pocket Life kit this month, so that's in the September kit. And there's lots of little woodsy, sweet little autumnal kind of icons there, little birds. There's a birdhouse and some little mushrooms, that kind of thing. And I'm going in and layering those in amongst the leaves that I've already placed around the wreath and just tucking them in here and there. So I've been thinking about my title, and now that I've decided to back the fall word with a burgundy mixed media, I also decided that the beautiful part of the sentiment wouldn't stand out enough just with white cardstock on top of white cardstock. So I've gone back to my Silhouette software and used the offset tool, and I've just trimmed that out a little bit larger than the original beautiful word, and I've trimmed that in the Basil Arroyo, sorry, I can't even say that, Arroyo, I think it is, cardstock from the September cardstock kit. Now, if you're familiar with my scrapping style, you'll know that I prefer to limit my colour palette to probably 3 or 4 colours in any one project. I don't necessarily go monochromatic, but I do limit the number of colours that I work with. I guess you could say I'm a fairly simple scrapper that likes adding in quite a few little details as well, if that makes sense. But every now and again, I'll come across a layout or a project that I throw caution to the wind and just go with all the colours, and that's definitely what I've done with this one, and I have surprised myself with how much I actually really do like this layout. And do you know what? That's actually really good for you. It's good to try new things and put yourself out of your comfort zone. It's good for your creativity and you learn new things that way. So it's a good thing to do. So I'm just going back in here with one of the magicals from the September kit again, which is the Cocklebell's Coral. And it's really a lovely metallic bronzy colour. So I love this, and it's perfect for that little acorn. And I did dry that off with my heat tool because I was getting a little bit impatient. But again, because it's just a layer behind the cut file, there's no problems with warping there at all. I've gone back in now and stuck down both of the cut file pieces, and I'm just seeing if there's anything else that I want to add. I'm going to reach for the Paige Evans puffy stickers again and just work with those and add a few more bits and pieces around the layout. So I don't know if you guys know, but I rarely work with 12 by 12 spreads anymore. I'm more of a small scale scrapper. So I do my 6x8 Project Life album, I do travelers notebooks and mini albums, but I rarely do 12 by 12s. And the exception to that really is just when there's some seasonal wall art to do. I like to do this kind of project just to hang up on the wall, whether it be for Christmas or in this case fall or autumn. And I have a spring layout that I did as well that's just a wall art. It doesn't have any photos on it, and you know, you don't have to have photos on something like this. It can just be for the sake of the art project itself. But anyways, that's my take on it, and I do love having these pretty pieces just to hang in my craft room, or also if you decorate seasonally, if you have some seasonal decor, you can actually put these pieces out on display as part of that decor. So this spread now is all but finished. I lost my eye dot, guys. I know you can relate to this. It was there 1 minute and then the next minute it was gone. So I'm just doing some work to create a new eye dot, and then this layout is done. I love how beautiful and shimmery and autumnal and just pretty this little spread turned out. And I hope I've inspired you to create your own little piece of wall art, whether it be seasonal or just for fun. I'm going to leave you with a few close-ups now, and I will leave links in the description box below for all of the products that I've used today. Thanks for stopping by today, guys, and I hope to see you again soon for another process video.